We are Jeff, that's Jeff, and I'm Kristin Lockhart.
And we're the owners of Constellation Brewing Company. We're in the process of trying to trademark our name, and we'll see how that goes. We might not be Constellation Brewing forever, but we'll see.
I've been teaching for 20 years, and so I'm done with teaching. I'm retiring this year, and we've just had this dream of doing this for so many years, and it just seemed like the stars kind of aligned at this time to go, well, maybe we can make this happen.
I had been, when we got married, Kristin and I were at some home store and we bought a Mr. Beer kit. And it was pretty fun, home brewing.
Beer was terrible.
The beer was meh, yeah. And but it got me going in the home brewing. And after our honeymoon, we came back, and Sweetwater had just started up in Atlanta about the year before, in 1997 or 98. And then so I went to Sweetwater and asked them if they needed volunteers to help, and they're like, grab a beer and go get on the bottling line. And so I started volunteering for Sweetwater and eventually got hired on with them, still part-time because I worked for Delta. But I was doing maintenance, I was doing cellar work, I was doing whatever needed to be done, really. Just learning the industry.
So we started at one point going, is there any way that we could do this?
Yeah.
Become people who own a brew pub, so you could do your brewing and follow your dream. And we ended up in Canyon City and opened up a place with partners in Canyon City that crashed and burned. And but it got us started, and it got you started as a brewer, really.
Yeah, got me in the Colorado beer scene, and after that experience, I started doing, basically I call it consulting, but I opened several other breweries with people. I didn't own any of them, I just helped them open. Did all the a lot of the equipment sourcing, set up the brewery, all that other good stuff.
All the recipe design.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I opened Uray Brewery out in Uray, obviously. Came back and helped open Royal Gorge Brewing, which is no longer there. Went to work for Shamrock and got an offer to come up to the Springs, which is much bigger than any audience that I'd had before, and helped open Red Leg Brewing. I don't really care about medals anymore. It's just I've got a gold medal from the GABF. When people think of me, it's dark beers, it's Scotch ales, it's porters, it's stouts. I love brewing those, but I want to make good beer and I want to do it for myself. I just like the whole process of making beer, and it's even more fun when you've made it yourself.
Well, it's so creative. It's like you have your 4 ingredients, and there's so many different things you can do with those few ingredients. Breweries tend to be happy places. We enjoy going to breweries around town. We like the people who run the breweries, and it's just sort of a gathering place for people.
And I want to share that with the community. I mean, that's why we looked for a neighborhood area.
Yeah, that's been a big part of our plan all along, is to be in a neighborhood, a small place, nothing big. We don't have huge plans, just try to support our self plans.
We're going to serve pizza and paninis, just thin crust pizzas, and a variety of panini sandwiches, probably some little finger foods, and
beer cheese.
Beer cheese.
So if you want to go out and Jeff wants a beer, Kristin wants something else, we have some other options for people to drink.
We don't want to be, we're not going to exclude anybody. We're going to be a place that welcomes all sorts of people, and just kind of a fun, eclectic atmosphere. Really what we're looking for would be startup cash, money to help us pay people until we can get going and have that available for us to, there's always going to be finishing touches that you have to do, and this, that, and the other, just little things like that.
The tricky thing is that we're not going to be huge. And that is a little bit tricky. When you look at the costs of rent And we have looked at so many locations over the past 6 months. We have been all over Springs. Yeah, really, just all over Springs, looking for that place that could be that neighborhood style.
We're hoping to be open by the end of August, or beginning of September, once we get through regional and everything like that.
And it feels like right now we have a lot of balls up in the air and none of them are quite landing yet. We have a location, we kind of have money, we have equipment, but there's a lot still that needs to come together to really make Constellation happen. We definitely don't want people to come in and walk out going, well, that was so-so.
Yeah.
And you've always been really good with that, about making it
I want to be a place where people come in and every beer on the menu, they're like, oh, they were all good. They're all solid beers.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always done, is solid beers.
Yeah.
Go forth and drink good beer.